So it's Sunday and it's time for my mental health vlog. Apologize for the voice, I'll explain that in just a minute. This week has been really crazy. I'll start with some work stuff. We had a release this week on one of the applications that I manage. I'm the project manager on. And before the release, we had a system-wide issue because another program that we pull data from decided to make a change without letting us know, which impacted our application, and users were getting a bunch of errors. So on Tuesday, we had to do something called an emergency cab release, which means we had to get approval from the head of chief of information, our chief information officer, in order to make the fix. So that was Tuesday. On Wednesday, we pushed the new release, and we had validated everything in our QA environment. And when we pushed it to production Wednesday night, we were getting an error. And it turns out it was another one of those fucking little things that the other, our base thing that we base on or pull information from, they had said they were going to change, but not until the end of March. So we updated our records for one environment, and unfortunately that made it into the live environment. Well, it wasn't matching the data because that hadn't been fixed yet. Long story short, anyway, we had an issue, and everybody that we needed to be able to fix that on Wednesday night was no longer reachable. So we had to do another emergency cab Thursday morning, Thursday morning. And then in the day we found another table that had been changed, which caused issues in our system. So we had to do another emergency cab release. So my name was on the chief information officer's desk 3 times this week. I don't want to be on his desk. I don't want him to know I exist. So I'm not thrilled about that. But the good news was he was livid, but not at us. He was livid at the people that manage the tables that were making the changes, and he pretty much said no more spelling corrections indefinitely. So yay, that means that they're not going to be messing with their tables in our data source anymore. But users were getting errors, tickets were coming in, I'm having to manage the tickets and the tech side, and it was all just insane. This week was insane for work. But I did get some good news this week. I had my review, which was half from my old manager, who I miss dearly and love very much, and half with my new manager since I've changed into this new position mid-year. I got a really good review. I got a bonus, which was bigger than last year, which was really nice, and most of it's going to go in savings, so I'm very excited about that. I did my surgery that was scheduled for January for my deviated septum has been rescheduled for this upcoming Friday. So when I do my vlog on Sunday, I have no idea if I'm gonna look all busted or not, or if I will be completely loopy on painkillers. So who knows what to expect next Sunday. But I did get the call from the anesthesiologist yesterday. I need to call them back tomorrow to make sure they have everything they need. And I have to go get my pre-surgery COVID test on Tuesday. So I talked a little bit last week about my nephew, or what my son calls his uncle, being in San Antonio this week, or right now for training. And it's just 3.5 hours away. So because we had, my boyfriend and I had my son all weekend this weekend, the timing was just perfect to go take my son to San Antonio to see his uncle. Oh my God. Watching my son around his uncle just warmed my heart so much. I very seldom ever see my son this talkative, and he wants to impress his uncle with all the stuff he knows and can do and has learned, and oh God, My boyfriend was like, I really wish I had gotten the chance to get to know your nephew a little bit better on this trip, but that's not why we're here, is it? I'm like, nope. This trip is for my son to see his uncle. Oh, it was great. It was so great. We didn't do anything major. The weather was crap. It was cold. We went to Hooters for lunch. FYI, fried shrimp at Hooters, not great. Not great. Should have got the chicken. I don't know why I didn't. And it was busy in the Riverwalk area because I guess there was a Mardi Gras parade of some sort, but I never saw it. Anyway, after we got lunch, we did Ripley's Believe It or Not, which I think everyone should do at least once. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's also cool while at the same time being very lame, but it's fun to see that kind of stuff just once or twice. So we had a lot of fun there, and then we went to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum right there in the Riverwalk Alamo area, and I can tell you, those things are scary as hell, those wax figures. And there was like one or two that actually looked like who they were supposed to be. The rest of them were off just enough to be terrifying. It's like a drag queen impersonating a celebrity turned into a wax figure. It was just weird. It was very weird. But it was interesting to see how short some celebrities are. I mean, I'm 6'6", so I'm tall to everybody, but it's like, oh, what's his name? Night at the Museum guy. Ben Stiller. Jerry Stiller? Ben Stiller, Jerry's his dad. I was standing right next to his wax figure, and it was literally like nipple height to me. I'm like, damn, that is a short little Jew. But it was just funny. He was one of the few that looked like who he was supposed to be. There were some that were just completely like, if there wasn't a name tag, I would not have known who some of them were. I was not as impressed as I thought I would be with Madame Tussauds. After that, we got some ice cream, which was messy and weird because it was cold, but we had a good time and just kind of sat and ate it and BS'd and talked a little bit. Then we walked around the Riverwalk. Then we went to, because we had some more time to kill, we popped into the Alamo real quick because my son wanted to see inside of it. I had never been inside of it. I had only seen it on the outside. It is not impressive from the outside. It is less impressive from the inside. It was basically a big empty room. But now I can say I've been inside the Alamo, and I won't forget it. Don't forget the Alamo. You'll forget how bad it is. And then with some more time to kill, it was down between doing a haunted house thing or another Guinness Book of World Records type thing. So my son wanted to do the Guinness Book of World Records thing, so we did that. And one of the rooms or areas was talking about like fastest this, loudest this, whatever. They had a room that you could go into, and they had listed what the loudest scream from a human registered decibel-wise is like 100 and something decibels. I don't know what it was. So my nephew went in the room and he tried it and he got a score, which was pretty, 48 or something. And then I decided to try it. As someone who does love to sing, I knew before I did it, it was a mistake. And I put everything I had into that scream. And compared to yesterday, this is amazing because after that, I could barely talk. I screwed up my voice seriously. I could barely talk yesterday. And I was just beating myself up for the rest of the day because of it. So that's what this is about. It was really sad on the drive home because I love to sing when there's music playing, and I was singing in my head. That was the best I could do. Even today, I tried to sing in the car a little bit, and ooh, girl, ooh, it was not pretty. So it'll be a bit before I can sing. Speaking of singing voice, one of the things I was worried about with the deviated septum surgery next week is how it would impact my singing voice. Don't get it twisted. I do not have an amazing singing voice. I have one that I feel is not horrible, that I enjoy singing karaoke, I enjoy singing in the car. Music is definitely part of my self-care. So I'm sad when I can't sing it and sound as well as I would like. That doesn't take the joy of music away. It doesn't take the joy of singing away. I just wish I didn't sound like a 24-inch tire being shoved into a blender food processor. That's colorful. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on. Last week I talked a little bit about sexual anorexia that I've been struggling with for a lot longer than I actually realized I was. And this week my boyfriend and he wanted to have a conversation with me so he could talk about how the anorexia is impacting him, and some things that he was having a concern with. So it was a really hard conversation to have. I know it put him in a position where he had to be really vulnerable with me to tell me how he was feeling about things, and I was very appreciative of that. But it definitely gave some perspective and some things that I need to work on a little more, which, truth be told, I probably wasn't putting enough energy into. But with my focus being so drawn to it this past couple of weeks, it's definitely something I want to improve on, to make everybody a little bit happier. And me as well. I mean, I'm doing it for me. As much as I want him to think it's for him, and the benefits will benefit him, it's all for me. So I'll continue to work on that. Still working on my 4th step, and I was supposed to meet with my sponsor this afternoon, but he is going to see Hamilton. We're going to meet with him tomorrow night. So yes, I am jealous he's going to see Hamilton. I actually had a chance to go see Hamilton on Saturday night, but I'm like, we are going out of town. I don't know when we're going to be back and if we're going to be exhausted. And in fact, we got home about 9:30 last night. Put my son in his jammies and got him to brush his teeth, and we all crashed. We all just crashed. But it was honestly a really good weekend. Because I seeing my son walking with his uncle side by side, like he didn't leave his side all day, and it was, it just made me so happy. It's really hard to explain, but when you don't have any family close, and we don't have any family close, not family that he's grown up with, it's a real treat when we get to spend time with them, especially someone that is loved so much by my son, and it makes me so happy. So that was my weekend. Today I'm just working on some patches. I don't understand it. We raised the price of all my patches, and all that has done is increased my volume, and it's getting to the point where I'm having a really hard time keeping up, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to increase my prices again, just like so recently after doing it the first time. What if it has the adverse reaction again and creates more orders? So I don't know. Just being with the business, just being me, it's been really, really challenging to keep up. So, but I'll keep doing it as long as I can, and try to get as many orders out as quickly as I can. That's all I can do. And the money is nice. I will say that. All right, I think that's pretty much all I've got. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you got to do something nice for yourself, some self-care. That was a topic for my SAA meeting this week, was self-care. there are areas I've been neglecting. I always feel like I need to do better in, but that's about it. So check on your friends, make sure they're doing okay. Check on your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay. Check on yourself, make sure you're doing okay. And if you're going to do something strenuous, make sure you warm up first. That's the best advice I can give you. And know your limits. All right, bye guys. I will check in with you guys next Sunday, and I have no idea how that's gonna go. So I will see you then, and we will see together how that goes.